Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So, how is everybody doing tonight, Kruger? We haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, I've been just up to my old antics in the wrestling business. I'm all right. One thing I kind of want to bring up, though, I'm a little sad tonight, guys. Mehmet Jaralu from Baskin and the Quantum Devil passed. My buddy John Evernall, who we did an interview with years ago. He posted on his Facebook today, Mehmet has died. If you're not familiar who Mehmet is, if you've seen the movie Baskin, he is Baba, the father, a.k.a. like the leader of the Cthulhu cult. So one thing I just want to say is, for a guy that only had really 2 performances in horror in general, he's one of the most memorable character acts I can think in recent years, just by the fact that he had like a disease and just used it and fucking ran with it and got, multiple spots on commercials, couple movie spots, just really, really cool guy. I'm not familiar with what the disease that he has is, but it gave him a peculiar look, similar to what, Michael Berryman has. And it's just sad. Like, one thing that was funny, though, when we were interviewing John Evernall, the director of Baskin, he was talking about how Mehmet has like a mail order bride, and she's like really hot and shit like that. So like he was living a decent life. Just rest in peace. I'm really sad that we didn't get to see you in more horror movies.
He does have one coming up that was completed before it passed.
Real? Oh, thank God. I'm sorry.
It sounds interesting. It's called Killer Popcorn. And I'll just give you the synopsis real quick.
I don't think that one happened, Todd, just to stop you. I think even John mentioned it on his interview.
I'm looking at the photos from the set, and it's IMDb's listing it as completed.
I mean, it's been a while since we did that interview. I know he said...
that was... Dude, that interview
it's got 36 photos from the film on IMDb.
Okay, maybe we do get one more from him then.
Yeah. And it's got a runtime, so I'm back to where I was.
Yeah.
I'll read the sentence. If there's something on, it doesn't come out. Like it says completed. Like I said, I'm just going off this.
Okay.
And cool. It looks like it's the shootout. Yeah. There's trivia on where it was shot at in Nevada.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right. So the plot is Orville is a movie geek. The people of Henderson push too far. He snaps and goes on a strip mall killing spree. Like no suburb has ever. I'm already going to say Pug gave this a 5-star.
No, dude. Yeah, that sounds fucking great.
Well, hopefully Dan is incorrect for one.
Well, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have something to look forward to. And also just props to John Evernall for bringing Mehmet into the world of horror. I think he fucking, like, Mehmet had done, like, plays, I believe, and stuff like that, but, like, hadn't ever acted in a movie. And John was like, saw him instantly. And Mehmet does some heinous stuff in that fucking movie. Some very heinous things. So, like, props to John Evernall. He does. Can you look up what John's new movie is that's coming out, Todd?
Yeah, I can real quick.
Because I do want to plug that. But yeah, if you're a fan, if you haven't seen the movie Baskin, I really, really highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite modern horror movies. And I've, over the years, kind of became friends with the director, and he's just a really fucking awesome dude. He's a horror fan just like all of us.
Yeah. It looks like it's called Cam Shepa.
Okay.
It's in post-production as of now.
Okay. Well, no. There should be a movie that what's his most recent movie?
Soraya?
That's it. Soraya. Yeah, Soraya, I think, had a festival release like last year, and it fucking everybody loved it. So I'm really, really excited to see that from John Evernall. One more thing before we just move on. I lost a friend of mine. His name's Vince Steele. He's a pro wrestler in basically the East Coast. He died in the ring, and just a really, really sad situation happened. So I just wanted to say rest in peace, Vince Steele. He's a really, really sweet guy. When I tore my ACL back in 2017, I was off the shelf for basically almost 2 years. And he was one of those guys that, like, when I posted about it, he sent me a message immediately. I never fucking even saw this guy's work. We were just friends on Facebook because that's the way wrestling Facebook goes. All the workers. We talked. I saw his work, and like, big motherfucker, 6'5", probably about like 500 pounds. And just this motherfucker did a diving headbutt off the top rope. Like, huge fucking athletic man, and just a great worker. And I'm kind of sad because he was just starting to get his comeuppance. He got to work with Congo Kong recently and had a great match with him. So just rest in peace, my brother Vince Steele. I'm glad his funeral GoFundMe, Chris Jericho actually donated $1,000 to it. But that GoFundMe is on his page if anybody's interested in just throwing even $5 at the family. If I heard correctly, his family was in attendance when he died. So
that's rough.
It's really, really fucked up situation. So rest in peace, Vince Steele. Sorry to completely like bring the mood down, but
no, that's okay. Yeah,
for a lot of guys, that's a goal.
Yeah,
I mean, so, but it was way too young. He's like a youngster.
Yeah, he's 30. He's 39.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, he's 39, and I was talking to one of his tag partners, and he's this guy named Sonny Black, and he fucking had a viral video of again. I don't know what it is about New Yorkers, but for whatever reason, the big motherfuckers can fucking move, dude. Because Sonny Black at 600 pounds moonsaults off the fucking top rope, like. But I was talking to Sonny, and he was just like, yeah, dude, he was like the best of us. And he fucking, it's just really, really sad. So rest in peace, Vince Steele. If anything, go check out his work. Watch his match with Congo Kong that he had, I believe it was this year.
I was going to say, wasn't that not too long ago? I remember seeing that one promoted.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking not that long ago. And like, big guy could fucking move, man. Right. So rest in peace, Vince Steele.
All right.
You will be missed, brother.
Yes.
R.I.P. All right.
All right. So we will kick things off with our first review of the evening. This movie's making a lot of noise, currently playing in theaters, and that is Ash from director Flying Lotus. And in this film, a woman wakes up on a distant planet and finds the crew of her space station viciously killed. Her investigation into what happened sets into motion a terrifying chain of cosmic events.
Hot tag, brother.
Go for it, Kruger.
Glad
you got to go see it.
It's been a chore to get out to the theaters lately, but I actually went to go see this with one of the kids that I helped train, who I also recently wrestled. That's Street Right, Jimmy Kid and his wife, and another one of the kids I helped train. And I've been excited for this movie for a while, but let me tell you, it blew my fucking expectations out of the goddamn water. So far, this may very well be my favorite movie I've seen all year. Maybe Underneath the Monkey. I'm not sure. I need to rewatch it, but I love the fuck out of this. This is like everything that I like. It's a mixture of The Thing, Alien, but in an art house, psychedelic, acid, LSD trip fucking cornucopia
kind of look.
Yeah, cornucopia of neon and just trippy visuals. Man, it just really, really is fucking right up my alley, man. The acting also is fucking very, very good. Some of the best acting, honestly, I've seen all year, especially from Jesse from Breaking Bad. I forget what the fuck his name is.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul, yeah, he's the shit. I love him.
Just to pause you for a second on that point, the original 2 cast members in the main roles were gonna be Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Tessa Thompson.
I have no clue who the fuck those people are.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I feel like you probably saw.
I need to see him, but yeah, and Isa Gonzalez, who was Rhea, she fucking killed it. I felt for her because, like, Jesus Christ, imagine that fucking situation. You wake up, you have no memory of who the fuck you are or anything. You're in the middle of goddamn space. Everybody's dead around you. Like, that's nightmare fuel. And that's kind of what
you would overboard her pretty quick, I think, Todd.
Jesus Christ.
It's your husband.
But yeah, man, like I was a huge fan. I fucking think this is very impressive. I can't remember what Flying Lotus did in that VHS movie that he did, but I do know he also had he did a movie or a short in Kuso as well.
Yeah, he directed Kuso. Have you seen that? Because
yeah. Oh. But isn't Kuso an anthology technically, or is that all him?
I believe it was all him.
Oh wow, really? Okay, so that makes sense. Also, where some of the great body horror that you got in this movie, effects wise, I highly recommend seeing this on a big screen because just it will immerse you into the world. It's a little slow at the beginning. So, but if you strap in for the ride, you're going to be happy by the end because there's some awesome fucking practical effects. Mixture of practical and CGI, but the fucking main effect at the end is probably one of my favorite things I've seen all year. So, highly recommend this movie, especially if you're a sci-fi horror fan. If you like Alien, you like The Thing, or you like art house horror just in general, I think you're going to have a great time with this.
Yeah, when I saw this, I got the Q&A also because I saw it on the whatever, the Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And they had both, you know, the director, Flying Lotus, Isa, and Aaron Paul. And like one of the things that I guess she got the script first and wanted to do it. And she sent it to Aaron Paul and got him excited and wanted him to do it too. So, because I guess they are old friends, so it kind of like helped get him in it, and
that's awesome.
Well, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a big get to get him just in some random, you know. I mean, I feel like this was a fairly low budget movie as well.
I think with that other cast, it wouldn't have been. Yeah. Because even though Kruger doesn't know him, they are mainstream, you know, names.
Yeah, Levitt would have blown up the budget a little bit. Yeah. Although, I mean, he hasn't.
Oh, he was in that one. What's that one, Levitt? He was in the one. I know he. Oh, fuck, I can't think of it now. My brain's.
Oh, Batman, Dark Knight.
Okay, well, I was going to go with something he led.
Who was he in Dark Knight?
Not Dark Knight. The last, whatever that last Batman.
Yeah,
they were setting him up to be the next Batman. He was the cop, I think.
Oh, okay.
Good time for Pugs to be here, but yeah, they were kind of setting him up possibly to be like taking the mantle. Yeah, but yeah. Sorry, Todd, were you done?
No, go for it. I was just throwing that tidbit in before you.
So definitely one to see on the big screen because this is a very visual movie. I mean, visually, believe the hype. I don't know what the budget was. I actually tried looking to get a good idea. I mean, needless to say, not huge budget. It's
they said the number in the Q&A too, and I don't remember.
Let's just say probably a fraction of what a lot of things right now that are 10 times more expensive are, and this looks so much better. In terms of the visuals, this is a masterpiece. I like that it felt like an actual alien world. The look, the production design, the score is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I didn't even bring that up.
Which Flying Lotus, musician, so you'd kind of expect. But yeah, all of that I would say doesn't get any better. The visuals, the score, it's just a beautiful looking movie. The mixture of practical and CG effects, all of that. looked way better than whatever the budget I suspect was.
Yeah.
It's got this kind of throwback synth soundtrack. It's I can see why it's blowing up with a lot of people. On the downside of it, the plot's a little on the thin side. I mean, there's a ton of callbacks to, Alien, the thing you mentioned.
It's a hodgepodge of a bunch of things we love. It's not really truly original, but it just comes together in a way that is so satisfying. It doesn't matter that we've all seen a little bit of this before.
If I was a filmmaker, I would want to make an homage to Alien in the thing in some.
Yeah. The only downside, though, since they are sticking close to that, which is perfectly fine. I mean, how many Alien knockoffs do we all love? But the crew and some of the supporting characters don't have a whole lot to do. I felt like you could have established them a little bit more. We do get Iko Uwais from the Raid movies, but again, not a whole lot there that you do with him. It's a minor complaint. It's just I got to stop a little shy of masterpiece with it. Like, it's not a perfect movie, but god damn, this shows like we're spending too much on some of these blockbusters. Like, you can do something like this for, again, what had to be a very small budget in comparison. And they kick ass. It should be seen on the big screen. This is the type of film that you're going to get even more out of it. On the big screen. I think Aiza Gonzalez, I mean, fuck, is she beautiful? Maybe too beautiful at times, because it's like, man, she looks flawless, like she ain't been through shit at the end of this movie. But I liked her a lot. I kept looking at her and I was thinking, like, fuck, if they're gonna do another Tomb Raider, apparently, like, get her.
Yeah, she would be great, Lara Croft. That would be fucking good.
I mean, she has looks on par with Angelina Jolie back in the day. She's a knockout, the type that they should cast for Tomb Raider. Yeah, there's a lot to like here. Not the most original movie.
Yeah, I said that already, Dan.
Technical level. What was that?
You froze up after you just repeated what I said. So, not a very original movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little on the derivative side, as you said, but when you do everything else this well, I can forgive a lot of that. Flying Lotus has an eye.
Dude, Kuso is like legit one of the most disgusting fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, if you're into getting gross the fuck out, watch Kuso for sure. And it's funny to me because like this is just so out of left field from that. Like it just shows that this guy is low key fucking knows exactly what the fuck to do to please the audience. Indie Phantom said, "Yeah, this year is definitely overspending. Box office was super low all around."
I think we're getting the tail end. I think they're learning it now, but there was already stuff that's been in the pipeline for so long. And we'll get to one of those later that's been done for a couple of years. Yeah. But it is like, I think they're realizing it and they're pulling back, but we are still getting the end of those, I'm curious what some of the budgets and the upcoming superhero movies are going to be. But yeah, I think they're getting wiser, and I think we'll see fewer and fewer of almost $1 billion spending on movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, Todd, you got anything?
No, I mean, you guys just nailed it. I had a really good time with it. Like, the color palette, beautiful, because they could have gone the other way and just made it boring and blah. That helped keep me interested. Again, as I brought up earlier, nothing brand new, but it's just all done in such a way. It's so entertaining. The characters are likable. I was into the story. I have no complaints. I mean, other than, like what's already been brought up. It's a great film. Beautiful. Should be seen on the biggest screen possible. So
agreed.
Yeah. This one was the Shudder one.
Yes.
Okay.
So it will be coming. Yeah.
But it's not one that has a date already from.
No, not yet.
And this is one really too that would warrant a 4K. We don't really get that.
Yeah.
Through the Shudder
Ooh,
stuff,
yeah, that
but-
would be nice.
Have they done any? Like, I know through the Vinegar Syndrome partner labels, nothing.
I
Well,
don't
here's the
believe
thing.
so, No.
I'm sure a German company will give us a 4K.
Well, it's XYZ Films too, so you never know. Maybe
Well, actually, no, Terrifier's not Shudder. It's
No.
Screambox.
Screambox. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe. I mean, this is a fucking beautiful film. What do you guys rate it?
Like, the more I'm talking about it and the more it sat with me. I originally was a 4, but I think I'm gonna go with a 4.5 out of 5. I fucking really loved it, and I can't see many movies this year being more made for me than this.
All right, I am a 4.
I've been going back and forth between the two of you guys with the 4 and the 4.5. Just like, you know what? I definitely think this is one you guys should go see. I'm gonna give it the 4.5.
Sweet.
All
Yeah,
right.
check it out. Like I said, you still got a shot. It's in theaters right now, and we will move on to our next film. We got a little bit.
Well, before we do, we're gonna say goodbye to Kruger. We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
I did not watch any of this other shit, so I am out.
All right. Thanks, Kruger.
We'll see you, Kruger.
All right, bye.
Yes. On that note, yes, we will be live tomorrow with our regular Wednesday show. We just had a lot of stuff, and we're like, we can't do it all on one show, or we'll have like a 5-hour show. So.
Yeah, and I knew there was 2. Like, I wasn't sure if anyone else was going to make it to Ash. I'm glad Kruger did. And so yeah, we just kind of here we go, because Dan really wanted me to talk about Snow White.
Oh yes, Todd saving the main event.
See, Dan. Okay. Dan, don't overhype it. Okay, sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
Fun.
I'll be so mad. But I will tell you this, guys, too. If you're not Patreons, tomorrow is the last episode of the last tournament on the left. And I've decided it's the perfect one to tell a very interesting story I will never tell on the main channel. And it will definitely make it so that last tournament on the left can never leave the main channel if I tell the story. So.
There you go. Patreon.com.
Don't worry, no crimes were committed. I'll just say that.
There you go. I would ask you off.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that ahead of time so people aren't. Or if it makes you spend the $1 to watch it, I go for it.
I believe there should be, Indy, a patron tier that will make Kruger watch Snow White. Because I agree, that would be a very funny review. Yeah. That would be a very funny review.
All right.
I just want to see him go to the theater in gear. And
all right, here we go. And now,
all right. Up next, we have from director Fleur Fortune, The Assessment. In The Assessment, in the near future, where parenthood is strictly controlled, a couple's 7-day assessment for the right to have a child unravels into a psychological nightmare. All right, so this is the director's first feature-length film. And I was caught. Nobody's talking about this, unfortunately. Now, at least in the horror sci-fi realm, it's like I'm not seeing it. Nobody's going to see this movie, and it is a fucking crime because it's amazing. I love this. I mean, first off, Alicia Vikander, excellent as always, but for me, and I'm sure there's a couple things she's done that I haven't seen, but best performance I've ever seen out of Alicia Vikander. And Elizabeth Olsen, she is always amazing.
I meant to alter the credits to give Elizabeth Olsen's nipples top billing because they were in this movie more than anything else.
Yeah, this does have some skin. This does have.
I'm not even just skin. They're always highlighted at some point.
She does have very.
It must have been very cold during the assessment.
Elizabeth Olsen, very underrated actress. I mean, really, probably one of the better actresses working today. I love Wind River. I adore that movie, and she's excellent in that. This movie, if you like dystopian sci-fi, sci-fi drama, but also, I mean, there's some laughs.
I was laughing quite a bit.
Some of the ridiculous situations, because Alicia Vikander's character is trying to determine whether they're, fit to be parents, puts them through the ringer. For a good portion of it, she's acting like a child. So this is not a horror movie, but I'm gonna say, like, this was almost triggering some of my anxiety. And I don't want to elaborate too much of this and spoil stuff, but this really reinforces no kids for Daniel. I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with this. This is awful. Dark, bizarre, kind of situational humor. I just loved it, man. This is thinking man science fiction, which I love. Pressure cooker environment. It's mostly 3 actors, although we do have other people that show up. Minnie Driver's got a small role. She's always fantastic. And yeah, it's about government overreach, what it means to be a parent. It's just so good. Thought-provoking. I love the world building. I kind of wanted more in this world, even though obviously I don't think this is the type of thing we'll ever get a follow-up to, but yeah, man. I mean, this is what great science fiction is all about, as far as I'm concerned. And also, I mentioned the ladies, but Hamish Patel, also very good here. He has to do some pretty crazy shit.
One not so crazy thing.
I love the callbacks too. I don't want to give it away, but there's a scene where they're building like a play place for the kid, and I'll just leave it at that. They circle back to it later, and it's so.
I thought something was going to be brought more to it. But it's there, but I thought there was going to be a little bit. Same with the.
Well, you saw the thing resurface, right?
Yeah,
later. Okay.
That's. And then I thought there was going to be a little more to the flower. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I guess I get that, but I love this movie, man. Like, this was a ride. I mean, again, I love the way it ended. There's a couple of shocking moments in this too. I mean, there's some sexual stuff, and it's not a gore film. Again, not a horror film, but I would recommend this to more people than I think I normally would. This is just a really restrictive, government just strictly enforcing everything. They regulate everything in your life. So it's freaky. And almost, if you're a fan of Black Mirror, I think you will really enjoy this. Indie Phantom, that poster really didn't call to me. Had no idea it was even genre. I agree.
Yeah, looking at that, can't even tell.
I mean, on even the text, like, the actors may not catch you there.
Yeah, I mean, you see Scarlet Nips, and you don't, genre wise, it's just be some kind of drama with
Yeah, I think they could be promoting this a little bit more as like a dark sci-fi tale. It's too bad nobody's talking about it. Alicia Vikander is Oscar worthy in this, and so is Elizabeth Olsen.
I think everyone did a great job.
Yeah.
The dinner scene, it's just awkward and entertaining. It's not as Dan said, not horror, but it's just there's just that awkward feel to it with a lot of the stuff that makes.
We're tackling heavy shit, but yeah, it's still. I don't want to imply a ton of yucks. I mean, the movie's still very disturbing, what it says about society and some decisions that are made at the end. I thought the ending was perfect. This might be, I mean, obviously I loved Rule of Jenny Penn. This is like right up there as one of my favorite movies I've watched this year.
Yeah.
It is that good. I am begging you to go out to see it, because again, it's sad. People talk about, well, there's nothing out right now, and I was like, fuck, there isn't, guys.
Well, we'll get into this conversation a little more later too. I think.
Yeah,
it's hard to get people to go to the theater now. The industry killed itself during the fucking shutdown, and it's feeling everything they did right now.
Oh, absolutely. But Yeah, people suck. They should be going out to this. Because I'm surprised. I really do think this movie has a broader appeal than you might think.
Yeah.
If you give it a shot. Like it's obviously not a popcorn flick, but goddamn, you could do
I don't know. There's a guy sitting behind me who wouldn't shut the fuck up eating his popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Close your mouth, fucking Neanderthal.
I had about 4 people in my theater. So
this the day I saw this was probably the most filled of everything I saw that day.
Really?
More than Alto Nights for sure.
I think word of mouth, which in general, like Ash, I know has really strong word of mouth. I think this would, if again, more people see it. And again, I'm not saying people aren't reviewing this, just our bubble of genre cinema for the most part. I'm not like I've brought this movie up to a few people and it's like haven't heard of it. And again, if you see that poster, well, what is this? I mean, I have no fucking idea if I was just looking at the poster exactly what that is. Elizabeth Olsen would catch my eye, Vikander would catch my eye, but this isn't going to reach anybody. It's so sad. Indie, yeah, ironically, it's harder to get folks to non-IP stuff. Stuff gets swept aside quick. Yeah, it really...
It's getting to the point it's hard to get him to IP stuff, too.
Yeah, no, I mean... I genuinely, there's some people that normally like a dystopian sci-fi drama, which this is what this is. I wouldn't normally recommend that. But some of you in the chat, like Dirk, I don't know what you think about like science fiction. I've never talked to you about it. I would even say you might like this. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to you because it is just that interesting. May not be your cup of tea, I can't say for sure, but I wish people would take a chance on this one. If nothing else, it's a great review. It's a good discussion flick. I fucking loved it, dude. It's 5 stars. Obviously, I'm sucking it off hard.
Yeah. See,
okay.
I'm one who's a little bit more picky about sci-fi, and Dan knows that. I don't like this some of the spacey shit. Like,
well, it's not that. So
no, it's not. This is more dystopian than me. It kind of falls in like that post-nuke category where it's an unknown future, the dystopian future, which yes, technically is sci-fi, but it's not like focused this space type sci-fi, which sometimes
this feels like something we could actually get to, which I think also makes it disturbing.
It does.
Yeah, so this is good shit, man. But I'm 5 stars. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not quite 5. I am a 4.5. But I think I could get to a 5. It's one I do want to watch again.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of when it hits home video, digital, physical, something. I'll definitely check it again before our year-end review, our year-end awards for sure.
I think that with the social commentary and the fucked upness that we have here, I think a lot of people might like this.
Yeah, I think it's got a wider appeal than just because this has a lot to offer.
Yeah. But no, I agree, and people are talking about it in the chat. Like that poster tells me nothing.
Yeah.
It's not going to just get butts in seats, but.
I like this Scarlet Nip poster idea that Zombie was pitching. Just close up.
There you go. I mean, you can't even really tell that that's Elizabeth Olsen. Just the color, the lighting, everything.
I can tell it's her.
Well, you can tell, but you know what I mean? If you're just walking past that, like I think I'll go see a movie. I don't know that. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, at least she acts better than her sisters.
She's older, right?
No, I believe she's the younger sister.
Is she the younger? Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. They've been around a while, so.
All right. Talk about skeletons, but. There we go.
Right. Moving
what
on.
I did see on the big screen.
Absolutely. All right. So up next, we have Riff Raff, which is from director Davidson. director Tito Montiel. And in this film, the life of a former criminal is thrown into turmoil when his old family appear for a long-awaited reckoning. So this one, the director actually made a movie called A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints that I liked back in the day. But one thing that kind of caught my eye, it is from the writer of a film called Small Engine Repair, which is excellent. I fucking love that movie. That's another good example of just a gem that came out. Not a lot of people, I feel like, saw it. It's hilarious, dark comedy drama. Small Engine Repair is great. Let's talk about the cast first. You got Bill Murray and Pete Davidson as a pair of hitmen who are hunting down Ed Harris's son from a previous marriage with Jennifer Coolidge, who's played by Lewis Pullman. And he's got his pregnant wife on the run with Jennifer Coolidge so that the hitmen don't kill him and his mom. We got Ed Harris is a former criminal, let's just say, who has connections to Bill Murray's character, who's kind of left the life behind. He's married to a younger woman, Gabrielle Union, and trying to kind of
with their young son DJ,
stepson DJ, who's the
well, I said her son, not
half brother. There's a lot of characters in this, so I'm kind of trying to keep it straight, but so this one, I guess, it's something that feels like it was made again in the 90s when we get a lot of these sort of indie crime flicks that you and I know love. Dark comedy. You can't go wrong. I mean, Ed Harris, Bill Murray. I mean, the cast is excellent. Pete Davidson, who sometimes can be a bit much in movies, I thought he was actually cast very well here. The scene where he and Bill Murray are just arguing over him farting in the car, and Bill Murray kind of getting jazzed up enough to just randomly kill this person in this store wherever they were. I thought that was just hilarious. The chemistry with everybody is great. You always could use a little more Bill Murray. He's not in the movie the whole time, but when he is, he's so fucking good. I don't know if it's as brilliant as Small Engine Repair, because that movie is next level for me. I adore that one. That's one I mentioned to a lot of people. But I still had a really good time with this. What about you, Todd?
Yeah, I'm with you. Definitely no Small Engine Repair, but it is a good, fun crime pick. Bill Murray, Pete Davidson are great in it. Like everyone, like Ed Harris, always Jennifer Coolidge. It's just a good cast with a good script, and it shows.
Yeah, this is the type of movie that I wish we had more of. And don't give a fist pump to Pete Davidson, Chris, in the chat. I still don't like him, but he's good.
Okay.
He's annoying at times.
Okay.
I don't know. Bodies. He's got to make a couple more.
I know. I told you watch his show. Bupkis was fucking awesome.
Bupkis. I don't even remember that. Is that still on?
It's the one that had Art the Clown in like one episode.
Oh, I don't even remember you talking about this.
Yeah, I did. Because you just turn. Yeah, you get all weird when it's Pete Davidson, like he's tucked one of your women.
He may have. That dude fucks.
He could have.
He may have. But yeah, there's a few characters like Gabrielle Union doesn't have a whole lot to do. There's even times where I felt like they could have made better use of Ed Harris, but he's kind of more the straight guy in this one. He's, doesn't get to do as much over the top stuff as some of the other actors do. But Jennifer Coolidge is hilarious. When she was talking, because they had to drug her to bring her to the house so she didn't get killed by Bill Murray. And what was the line? She's just like, like last time I woke up, my asshole was killing me.
She's having another career resurgence. I know she was saying that White Lotus is getting her more dates than American Pie.
Well, I don't believe that.
But it could also be that she's taking the dates more now, because you have to imagine American Pie age was a bunch of children coming up to her wanting to bang her. So now it's a little different. You know what I mean?
You've got the more mature dudes now, but you know what though? I'm sure there's still some 20. I'm sure Timothy Chalamet is like, yeah, and I might go for some of that Coolidge pie.
Yeah, he seems. Never mind.
I know what you're gonna say, Ty.
No, you don't. I guarantee you don't. I was gonna say he seems more like he'd want to brush her hair. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
He's too busy making some action movie, probably.
But no, I love ensemble comedies like this.
Yeah.
I thought everybody was really funny, and I love shows like Shameless. If you want kind of an idea of the vibe of this, Shameless is, if you're a fan of
I don't
that,
think they're that. I don't think they're that despicable. Shameless, but
I mean, they fucking killed people, Todd.
Yes, there's more despicable things than just murdering people. I think Shameless is a little bit more despicable than your average mobster guy.
Yeah, maybe. I like Jennifer Coolidge's moment where they flash back where she met the stepson when he was doing that play. It just says the most awful shit to him and totally dramatizes the poor guy.
Yeah.
This is my kind of movie. I could see it not. Again, it's comedy, and comedy's going to hit different for different people. But for me, this is the type of comedy that I really like. I'm going to give this one it's
a hard one, huh?
I'm going to give it a 3.5. But small engine repair.
We both gave that a 5.
Go fucking see that. That is a 5. Yeah. Pick it up. It's a cheap DVD. I don't know where it's streaming, but it's a cheap DVD.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going back between 3.5 and a 4. I'm gonna go with the 3.5 also.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Bill Murray. That alone pretty much sells it. So.
Next up, we have the part that should have been Timothy Chalamet, but was stolen.
Now we're getting into the portion of the show where I think we're gonna have some negative thoughts. Some maybe by me, and some maybe more by you. Well, maybe all by me at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Our next film from director Martin Campbell is Cleaner. And in this film, criminal activists hijack a gala, taking 300 hostages. One extremist plan mass murder as a message to the world. An ex-soldier turned window cleaner now works to rescue the hostages. Okay, so needless to say, Die Hard clone. Nothing wrong with that. I love me some Die Hard knockoffs. Oh, God, this is so fucking bad. What a fucking piece of shit this was, Todd. Jesus Christ. So Daisy Ridley plays our window cleaner, who spends a significant chunk of this fucking movie right there just outside doing a whole lot of nothing. This is one of these movies where it's a good hour, I'd say, before like we really get to the meat and potatoes that you'd want to see in a Die Hard clone, which is action. I'm shocked that Martin Campbell directed this. He's not always a sure thing, but I mean, he's got an action pedigree. GoldenEye, Casino Royale.
All the shitty Bonds I hate.
Well, I like Mask of Zorro. He did No Escape. Even genre work, too. He did Cast a Deadly Spell. And I've liked some of his recent movies. I thought The Protege was okay. The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. This is the worst thing he's ever fucking done.
So I don't think there's much he's done I've liked, action-wise.
Okay, I'm surprised. I thought there'd be some there, but
now I want to look at the other ones.
Well, I know you're not a Brosnan guy. I figured GoldenEye might
No, the game's playable, but
Yeah.
Zorro never liked Vertical Limit.
You didn't like the first Zorro with Antonio
No.
Banderas? Oh, okay.
Didn't really like either.
Well, you like
Green
Cast a
Lantern.
Deadly Spell. I know that.
Yeah, I do. That's why I said action.
Yeah,
that was the only one. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, in general, not really. No, actually, not a director that really has much I enjoy other than one film.
Well,
I thought this was just dumb action. It was didn't
where's
offend
the
me.
action? Like the last 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was good, but I was laughing at some of it. I think they set it up in a way where it was she wasn't just a window washer, at least, so they gave it a reason. But yeah, no, I didn't hate it. I just thought this was See, you know what? Why it's not offensive to me?
Why?
Because it only cost what was it? 323 million pounds versus or no, was it million?
It was about a $25 million movie.
No, it's 20. No, it's pounds. You got to convert it.
Oh, okay. I thought I in my notes I had 25, but
so it's about 32,000. 32. God damn it.
Well, that's all. Well, it doesn't matter how much it costs. It fucking sucks. I mean, this movie, number one, Clive Owen. He's in this movie for about 5 minutes, and I think maybe that was like, I don't know if Clive Owen's still a magnet to get people into the theaters at this point, but I don't think Daisy Ridley, if she's not in a Star Wars movie,
but
I don't think
that wasn't that casting wasn't for us. That was for overseas audiences,
and I doubt they gave a shit either, Todd, to be honest with you, because this is just all the dudes in this are fucking pigs. There's a scene where I was like, man, they're really laying it on thick, where it's a pregnant lady, a cleaning lady in an elevator, and this dude, because again, all the dudes are just male chauvinist pigs in the entire, and then he just looks over at her and he just goes, "Ew," like she's pregnant. Ew. Like it's so fucking. I don't know who the fuck they made this movie for.
People who like bad movies, because I was laughing.
See,
Dan, I don't think you can have fun in a bad movie anymore, because this
you can have. Yeah, there's fun bad movies. This is just shit. This is just garbage. And look, there are even female-driven Die Hard knockoffs. Go see No Contest.
No.
Shannon Tweed.
There's only one.
Will face the evil,
and it's Skyscraper.
That's in my notes. Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith.
A believable woman.
Skyscraper with The Rock. That's not a
believable woman lead. Anna Nicole Smith was 100% believable. So this is where Dan's logic goes away, because that was some bullshit too.
There's a lot more action and fun in that movie, and titties, Ted. But no, this whole movie, like,
if Anna Nicole was the lead in this, and you got a titty scene too, you'd have gave this 5 stars also.
It's just beating you over the head. It's the worst kind of girl boss movie. You know what's even funny? Like, you watch, once we get to the action at the very end of the movie, she takes out all of the dudes pretty easily. The one that she has trouble with is when she has to fight the girl. And then the hostage negotiator, her like second in command is a dude who's a fucking idiot. Like, this movie is just, who did you make this for? Nobody went to see it, obviously. You made it for people that are not going to see this movie.
To be fair, they did just dump it in the US. They didn't give it anything.
Sure, but it's not it's lower budget, but it's not super cheap. You know, you didn't make this for nothing.
Well, again, we're at a weird time in Hollywood. They know that they weren't going to make anything. So, yeah, anything they would have put into an ad campaign would have just been throwing money away.
Probably, yeah. No, I agree. This shouldn't have been made. Daisy Ridley is not a star. I don't really hate her necessarily. It's just, she's not a star. Now, her production company did make this, so maybe that kind of makes some sense. Yeah. I don't know who's like, all right, let's make an action movie. Daisy Ridley.
It's obviously for the name value overseas, and that's the only reason, because she couldn't lead a movie made here, I don't think, unless
No.
it's Star Wars, but that's not.
I don't think she can even like this. Ray was her character, I think.
Yeah.
Really stupid idea trying to make another.
I agree with that, but I mean what I was getting to the point of was that doesn't even matter, because the star power is Star Wars, not whoever's in it. You know what I mean? It's like WWE is the star power. It doesn't matter who you have on top. Star Wars is the brand, and Daisy Ridley or could be any chick. It doesn't matter. But I get the name value and why they did it. But yeah, it's a bad movie, but I was able to laugh at how bad it was. But I do that.
Yeah, but I think this is a boring movie, and there's no.
I didn't think it was boring. Even when we're stuck outside and she was on the lift, I was like, all right, she's gonna fall. Probably not, but I
can have fun with a bad movie, not a boring movie, and not a boring Die Hard.
I was never bored because I didn't know where they were going to go with it. I just thought it was stupid, like the whole reason. And then when they do the turn, I was like, oh god.
Did you?
And then the coincidentally, it's like her buddy too. It's like all this stuff. It was just trope after trope of bad movie cliches, and I just had fun with it that way. It's not one I'll ever watch again, or I'm like ever like if someone said let's watch, I'm like, all right, I'm warning you, it's bad, but it's I don't think it's like offensively bad.
Another thing that hurt this one for me too is, so we have all these assholes that are the hostages, and it's eco-terrorists, if I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care if all of these people blow up. Like, there's nobody in here that I give a shit about. And that was a big issue. Like, the villains were kind of like,
Dan said, fuck that little girl.
pretty much everybody in this movie. I did not care for anybody. Yeah, even the brother sister thing. Like, I was like, okay, even that like didn't really have me all that invested. This is so bad. But again, I want to throw out some names. No Contest and its technical sequel, Face the Evil, or No Contest 2, with Shannon Tweed. Not that kind of Shannon Tweed movie. Those are action movies. Lance Henriksen, Andrew Dice Clay, Rowdy Piper. Those are a lot of fun. One that doesn't get brought up a lot, Masterminds. If you want a more
the one
PG-13 kind of kids-oriented one with Patrick Stewart, Vincent Kartheiser.
I'm thinking of the one with that fucking Hangover guy.
Oh no! I don't know what that is. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's not a Die Hard ripoff. Toy Soldiers with Sean Astin.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's just so many more. There's a lot of Die Hard ripoffs, and this is just the worst. I'm trying to come up with some reason to not give it a 0, but goddamn, this is a 0. I'm stretching to any like halfway decent action scenes at the end.
Did Blum Ghost produce this and I missed it?
Not a Blum movie. See, yeah.
I
didn't even see Blum being like, you know what, Daisy Ridley's not a fucking action star. Why do I want to flush my money down the toilet?
Yeah, I didn't hate it as much as Dan, but it's not a good movie. I'm a 2 on this.
Okay.
So again, off my enjoyment, I had fun laughing at how bad it was.
I thought it was boring, but there you
go. I didn't get boring off of it. I did.
I really did, and it's going to annoy people
because I was in a theater. I don't know if that's the difference in watching it at home, because I get a lot more bored at the house. So,
it's who are you rooting for in this movie, really? Like, I don't care. I'm like,
I don't know.
Get your brother and just leave. Like, I don't care if everybody bites it in this movie. Everybody's an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with that.
The terrorists, the people they have hostage.
I laughed at all the guys are fucking pieces of shit, but that always makes me laugh because I know why they're doing it.
Then you'll enjoy this movie because pretty much every guy is either stupid or a piece of shit. So there's that. All right.
But at least they didn't spend $1 billion on it. Speaking of which,
Yes, speaking of dumpster fires that are killing the movie business.
See, Dan, you should be informed on a movie and have seen it before you have an opinion on it.
I'm not giving a review of the movie.
But you're already giving your opinion on it.
Well, there's my opinion on it being made is a little bit different.
Okay,
but we'll get into that.
Yes.
All right. So up next, Todd's review of Snow White from director Mark Webb. I think people know Snow White, but if in case you don't, a princess joins forces with the seven dwarves, the seven CGI dwarves, to liberate her kingdom from her cruel stepmother, the evil queen.
Well, that's obviously the IMDb fucking one, because they don't call them the seven dwarves. So
I want to preface something first. Did not see the movie, so my opinion will only be based on
nothing.
Oh no, it's definitely based on something.
Okay.
I want every movie that comes out, including this one. I would much rather be sitting here shitting on the movie and hearing that it made over $1 billion and it's doing great, because movie theaters need wins right now.
You're right.
So when you have your star, who is a fucking moron,
because she said "fuck Trump."
That's not Todd. I don't think you've actually looked at what she said. I could care less. You hate Trump all you want.
That's
you would
the
hate
issue
her if you saw her interviews.
Okay, well, luckily I'm not reviewing the interviews. I'm reviewing the movie.
I know I'm getting that there. I'm just saying this was all right. Well, I'll do your review first, then I'll do my ranting, because I really wish that this movie would have made money. It never was going to. They shot themselves in the foot multiple times.
Here's the thing, I hear all this, oh, it's not this, it's not that. You do know it's one of the highest grossing movies of the 2025 box office this year so far, right? It's also the #1 movie in America.
It's the biggest loser.
No.
The movie cost like
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the gross of the movie. The money it's made, it's still one of the highest grossers of the year.
Yeah, sure.
It's still the #1 movie in America.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, it does mean something. What it means is that it's the box office that's down. Everything that went into this, yes, affected it, but it's still nothing beat it. It's still the #1 movie.
Yeah,
it's still one of the highest grossing movies of the year. That tells you how bad it is. Like, that's the reality of right now. That's
Cleaner will be more profitable probably than that.
Okay, we're not. Again, did I say?
No, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like you're.
And when all's said and done, I think Disney will get its money back off merchandising. You don't think little girls are still going to buy Snow White merchandise in the Disney parks?
Not in any kind of big. I really don't. I really don't.
See, I think you're wrong about that, because Disney merchandise sells, and you think little girls are gonna.
Don't think this is gonna be that popular. Weren't you of the opinion that Snow White in general was not popular? I don't think this is gonna win over new little girls.
I don't think so, but see, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
The original, you didn't think was.
I'm not a big Snow White fan. I'm not. I always. No, I'm not spinning it. I just want everyone.
You're spinning it, Chad.
No. I want everyone to understand the realities of the film industry right now.
Yeah, the reality is they spent way too much money.
Yeah, they did, and they were at the point that they let it sit for like 2 years. Yeah.
This, to recap it for people that aren't familiar, you had the Peter Dinklage thing. Now I realize it, like, Peter Dinklage is entitled to his opinion.
Okay, do you know what he said?
But that was the first thing.
Do you know what Peter Dinklage said? What was Peter Dinklage's? Hold on. What was Peter Dinklage's beef with the movie?
Being a stereotype to the dwarf community. In a nutshell, I don't remember the whole interview.
Okay, see, because some people have this twisted, and people think he was mad that dwarfs weren't cast. He was not. The reality is he was mad at the stereotypes, which that's why they're magical creatures.
From the guy that took a check for Elf.
I'm not. Yes, I get it.
Good for him, but you can't have that for 7 other actors,
right? And they didn't, but they did give a little person a part. There is a little person in the movie.
Okay, well, there ain't 7.
No, there's not.
And they're also with that 7 plus their doubles. Again, it's Disney should have just let that wash over. Who gives a fuck with Peter?
But I mean, let's be honest. It all comes down to racism with this. The only thing everyone's a lot of it Dan, don't.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist. That's not what I'm about to say.
No, you may not, but that's the majority of the issue with people that are so like, I do not understand. And this is probably, maybe I am spinning a little bit, but I do not understand why these white middle-aged motherfuckers are so fucking obsessed with Snow White, with it failing, with review bombing it, with it. It's just like, it's not for you. It's for little fucking girl. It's a children's movie. I do not understand.
I have not seen the movie, so I'm not giving my opinion on the movie.
I know you're not, but
I have.
Why are you so obsessed with it, Dan? Why does it matter so much to you? I really know this is a legitimate question.
Burying theaters. It's going to be a final nail, and that's what offends me. I would love to see this movie make a ton of money, and everybody could have just been like, "Ha, fuck you." That's fine. I'll take that because I know these.
No, he did that. See, this is where it gets twisted. He didn't say he didn't want little people cast. He said it was very progressive of them to cast a person of color as the lead, but it was 2 steps backwards to still have 7 dwarves.
I think Peter Dinklage is an idiot.
But people like to use that like he was. Yeah, he didn't have an issue with little people. He didn't like the stereotypes, and that's why Disney chose to make them. Whatever. Yeah. So
I mean that did cost 7 people jobs. Now I'm not saying they
but it didn't. But look at all the jobs it created. It costed 7 little people jobs, but you still have the 7 motion capture guys. You still have all the people who have to do the graphics. So it did create jobs, not casting.
Well, there would have been more jobs with actual actors in there.
So motion capture actors
if
are not actors?
If you're a dwarf actor, which most people can name probably 2, unfortunately, that's just an unfortunate fact. You could have broken out by having those roles. Number one, the CG dwarves, which I can't speak to, look fucking stupid.
They managed
to $300 million movie. Jesus Christ.
They managed to make them look like the cartoons, but yeah, they look weird because they're like the only really mystical things out there. Like, I mean,
I don't know. I can look at the dwarves. I have seen the dwarves.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm saying they catch the looks. They look like the original ones, but it's weird because they're the only things that have that look in the movie. Like, it's not a world that's like whimsical and shaped like that. Like only the dwarves look like, or only whatever they're calling them.
Well, yeah. So I don't know, man. Like it's just one of those things again. It was.
So your excuse is because it's going to kill cinema. That's why you have
this. I mean, not just this, but this whole thing just from the beginning. I would have taken.
Oh no, it was a bad eye from the beginning. I said that at the get. You remember those pictures that leaked out of her with the dwarves, and everyone was making fun of them. And I told you that's not the way they're going to look at the end. And they
weren't those the bandits or something? Or
no, the picture was them. It was the guys who I guess stood in for him.
Okay, this Odyssey is like 2 years old.
No, it is, and that's why it's a lot. But like everything, like it's always something. But it's just about Snow White being Snow Brown. It really is.
I'm gonna say that's part of it.
No, it is it.
Let me finish.
Okay.
A lot of it's the heavy beat you over the face feminism comments that she made. It's not
again. I don't know what she said on publicity tours or any of that. I'm just talking about what's in the movie.
She comes off as a very smug and unlikable person. That doesn't stop me from seeing her movies. I saw and I like.
I have none of that. I didn't watch. I know that she said like the only thing I heard was the fuck Trump thing that got her in trouble.
Yeah, and I don't care about that. Like that
you add that with the Brown thing. Todd, was it in 3D? Unfortunately not, and I was a little bit annoyed about that because it's the first one they did not in 3D.
Shitty dwarves in 3D.
Well, no, it would have looked better in 3D. Like, because here's the thing with all these live action movies, they all look cheap. They all have a cheap look to them. 3D hides that. Look at Aladdin; it looks cheap. I don't think this is the worst of, and this is part of my review now. I don't think this is the worst of the Disney like live action reimaginings. I think that Lilo one looks far worse, but I know there's millennials are really connected to it, so sorry if I offended you. But like, yeah, I don't like. I get why people are upset with the changes. Like the changes don't bother me. Like I don't care that she's.
Didn't they? Is it correct that they like eliminated that "Someday My Prince Will Come" song?
Yes, there's a few songs that aren't in there because that's not what the movie's about. It's not about.
They changed all of that. Now, dude, I have nieces. They still like
See, okay,
the prince is gonna rescue you.
And that's the problem. That's
I get it, but
it's the and by the way, guys, tomorrow this is a sneak peek. I'm waiting for Pugs because he's a huge fan. I have a new wrinkle in my Pretty Woman rant, so that's going to be a real rant. This one isn't, but tomorrow, so stay tuned. But it does fall into that. See, I think I have no problem with them changing it. Well, now it's not her prince that saves her. It's, it's someone she actually, it's going to be weird coming from me. There's a little bit of consent going in before just the prince. So it didn't bother me that it kind of added a Robin Hood element with the, and like the changes that like flushed out the story. Cause I've always thought the original one, I was like, like, I get it. Like, I don't like to like shit talk Snow White. It's not one of my favorites. I get it was an achievement in animation and a huge deal at the time. But as a kid, the princess stories didn't connect to me as much. I was Fox and the Hound and Black Cauldron and
you're a dude. I mean,
but I mean, I still like stuff like Lady and the Tramp and other. I recognize, but Snow White was never one.
I mean, I can look back at the original Snow White and be like, yeah, that's a hell of a movie. I can see why it's endured for 90 years or whatever we're at now, 37, I believe. But here, let me give you a good example.
Well, we'll read that before, and then you'll go to yours.
JG, people saying she should be blacklisted. Well, that's stupid, but should be blacklisted for expressing opinions or opening a can of worms. If you start applying that more and more to other jobs, that will get very bad. I'll stop going on about this, though. No, that's cool. I like any opinions on this. I'll give you a good example. Like, this is a very expensive movie. There's no doubt. I've heard 270 million. I've heard some as high as like 300 some million. So very expensive movie.
That's my favorite Disney animated film slasher, Fox and the
Hound.
Yes, and I don't watch that one often. Okay,
because I'm going to give you the opposite. All right.
Okay.
Let's take. I don't want to say nutty, but sometimes nutty right wing person, James Woods. Let's throw it out there, just off the top of my head. If he wouldn't be headlining Snow White probably, but if he's headlining a movie this expensive right now and he decides to go on some crazy, more right-wing rant, I would try really quick and say, James, this is a very expensive movie. You need to shut the fuck up. If it's a $2 million movie, sure, who cares? It'll go away. We cannot piss off half or probably more than half of the people that are going to go see the movie. That is with her, it was just like, and I'm not saying that they can 100% stop it, but it's like, look, and maybe they did. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. You got to shut the fuck up. Don't like needle people and make comments like, you don't like it, too bad. It's like, well, then they're not going to show up to see the fucking movie. And you're going to bury Hollywood and the business even more. She's not a likable person. I will go and see her movies. I liked Y2K, but I would go and look at what some of the stuff she said. It's not just the Trump.
See, that's the thing. I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck what these people think. They're all fucking wackadoos that are in their own fucking worlds who don't live in the real world. Like, I don't look at celebrities or athletes or anything to like form my opinion.
Sure. I'm going to see this movie eventually too. I just couldn't fit it in with.
I know you were trying to time it out. Yeah. See, the first Snow White 30s groundbreaking for him, and that's why I don't love it, but I respect it.
Yeah.
It's like I don't give a shit what she said.
That's fine. I'm not,
a
lot of people do,
and that's the problem. That's why. Sorry, I'm going to do it. That's why our country's all fucked up because they give a fuck what these other stupid people say who shouldn't have an opinion. Because we need to normalize being well informed before you talk about something, which is why I'm not talking about her interviews I didn't fucking see. I'm only talking about what I know and what I've seen.
I'm not saying that I
So you
could
did get a
care
raise.
less if she's white or whatever. That doesn't matter.
I'm not saying you're
But-
racist over it. I know your opinion's a little different, but the majority, you had something to say about her not being a white casting. Everyone did.
Well, everybody's going to point because again, that's where we're at now. But she's a weird one. Again, we haven't even
But
tackled
you know what?
this.
I don't think anyone fucking bitched when fucking Mickey Rooney was fucking doing Yellowface.
Well, you're
See,
going
that was
back
no.
pretty
That
far.
was you want me to go shorter back? That was okay for Hollywood. But the second you put a brown fucking person into a white person's role, get the fucking torches because that's the end of the fucking world. So Hollywood, all you fuckers could suck a dick if you have a problem.
Can I tackle
with a brown
another
person
angle
in
that
a
we
white
haven't
role?
gotten to yet?
Oh yeah, if it's any good.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Because I'm gonna say this again. Gal Gadot, who I think is really just kind of a so-so actress. She's a good Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of.
She's very beautiful.
She's fucking gorgeous.
I think that her casting in the role was perfect.
She's more bangable as the old crone than Rachel Zegler would ever be. I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't make sense. The casting does not make sense.
Sorry. You do have so little left. Sorry. Well, you know what? One day, both my races, this was their land. And so what? I already told Dan, I'm starting to tell white people go back to Europe when they piss me off now.
Again, my whole thing is just like, my God, like, just if you're gonna star in a movie that's maybe $300 million, depending what budget you're going by, you can't like go and tell like half of the people to go fuck themselves. It's not gonna work. And again, I will flip that. Whatever right-wing wackadoo you want, like they gotta shut the fuck up too. If you're gonna be,
I didn't know the difference between the right and the left because I'm so like I don't give a fuck about.
Well, they all suck, but
I don't know which is which, so I don't.
Well, none of it really makes sense anymore, anyways. But I'm just saying, like, she comes off like a snotty dumbass.
A young Hollywood 20-something actress that doesn't know shit about the world. Color me fucking stupid. No shit. That's why I wouldn't listen to her.
And well, again, some people do, and it costs a lot of money. So that's only my point. I get some of your points too. I'm not saying there's not stupidity factored into that. I said it before. My brother, who's older, with Y2K, he saw that trailer and he was like, "Oh, that fuck yeah!" Like Y2K. He's 12 years older than me, so that's his era, even more so than me.
Right. So he's
when
close to my age.
showed up on the screen, he's like, "Nope," and he did not go to it. People hate her, and they will not go and see her movies. Not everybody, but I mean, she's got what? This is her third flop, right? West Side Story, I know, flopped. Y2K, unfortunately, didn't do any business.
Did Y2K flop though? It was a low budget picture that made.
Well, I don't know. That might make its money back on streaming, but she doesn't have a good track record of hits. So.
You know what? Here's the thing. Like this casting about like Little Mermaid, that's the worst of the Disney live actions. And to me, it doesn't matter what the color of the casting was. I just don't like her weirdo fish eyes. But people complain about that with this one too. But
there is somebody who I won't call out that might listen to this episode that calls her the fish-faced bitch. So,
this one or the other one?
I believe this one.
Because the other one's the one that has the fish eyes.
I believe this one. I don't know. She can sing. I'll throw her that much. She can sing.
Yeah, I didn't think there was anything offensively wrong with this. Like again, I'm just going off the movie I've seen. Like I didn't care that the dwarves are magical now, or little creatures. That made fine. I mean, they had representation for the.
I heard the dwarves don't do anything. Is that true? Like in the end, like we know the finale of the original.
I don't remember. I don't know the other one enough to be like, okay, this was there was. Like I don't remember
the finale. Remember with the queen were they on a cliff? I don't remember, but
okay, yeah, no, that's not there.
Yeah, they're basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do remember that. Yeah,
the prince and the dwarves I've heard sidelined kind of in this movie.
I will agree with this. We need less fish-eyed people in entertainment. I'm with you.
There you go.
Because yeah, I couldn't let the fisheyes go on the other one. Like the other one's like I see it worse. Like it.
Have any of these Disney live action movies been good? I mean, I've caught a couple of them with my nieces, but
Good.
You
I
probably
like
seen
the Lady and the Tramp one, but that was basically all animal CG, and
Was
that was
there a
also
Lady and the Tramp one?
that one was that was a day one launch Disney Plus title.
Oh, it didn't make theaters.
No, but was theaters even a thing with that? Yeah, I think they were. Theatrical. I didn't hate Aladdin.
I think I saw that one and didn't think it was great.
I don't think any of them were better. I'm just trying to think. What was Mulan was all right. I mean, but I didn't like the original Mulan either. I know there the joke meme I keep seeing going around is the white woman as Pocahontas, and I'm like, well, that's that's actually what got me annoyed with the whole fucking. Yeah, that's what Hollywood. So back to normal Hollywood. Is that what we're pushing? Back to traditional Hollywood, where everyone's a fucking white person. Every Indian's a fucking white person.
I think the problem now is again, I don't care.
Well, DEI's dead, so now they don't have
to. Right now with things so split, you try and make James Bond I mean, okay, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, see, I think we're beyond that. I don't think Amazon's stupid enough to do that.
Probably not.
I don't think that again, this is 2 years old and all these decisions were made 2 years ago by a different regime. I will give Disney their props for not pulling a fucking Warner Brothers and just trying to take the tax write-off and killing it.
They probably should have taken the tax write-off if it was an option. Because again, I've heard 270 to 350 million. It had a $43 million in the US. I'm just talking US.
Oh, I didn't make much more anywhere else. I think it was like
80 something. I think worldwide was the.
Yeah. But when I was bringing up the box office earlier, I'm just trying to illustrate the sorry state of the box office. Like this movie is still the number one movie, and it's still one of the highest grossing movies of the year.
Oh, more people are going to see this than The Assessment. That's proof that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but everything is flopped this year. Really, I mean, that was destined to be a hit. Like anything that was big, we've had some sleeper hits that have made some money, but nothing that's going to save cinema.
No.
I mean, we made 19. There was what was it, 19 million last week off of 3 movies.
Yeah, I think was it 2 weeks ago? It was like an all-time low.
And it was all original IPs.
Yeah. And there was even something that did technically make money, but I mean, as a whole, it was, pretty bad.
I have to check my source. It's in my notes, and I didn't write the source down.
I'm still hopeful going into the summer. I mean, we've got Jurassic Park.
See, top 5. The only other ones that are ahead of it that are live action are Paddington in Peru and One of Them Days are the only 2 movies that have made more than this year.
Well, the fact that One of Them Days has made more money than Snow White.
Oh no, that's actually believable. I think Paddington in Peru is the one that's what?
No, I'm guessing Paddington in Peru didn't cost anywhere near $300 million.
It's still a CGI bear. I have no idea. Well, yeah,
I mean, I don't.
That's the thing. Like again, this was made in the time. This is made in the time where they were still spending these fucking stupid budgets.
Yeah, no, they got to bring
it in.
And I looked at least some clips from this. I'm like, it doesn't look like it.
And that's what I'm saying. They look cheap, and a lot of that has to do with the digital look. Like if this was shot on film in these colors, it would have popped a lot better. Like Snow White's not one of my favorite properties. I said that. So these little changes didn't bother me. I didn't care that they changed their origin, which is actually supposedly goes back to
fix something that's not broken.
What do you mean?
Well, Snow White has endured for a long time. Maybe not as much as Cinderella. I still see a ton of kids dressed as Cinderella for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like that, people still care about these movies.
No, yeah.
Why make all of these changes that are just going to piss some of the people off that will actually spend money and go to the theater? Again, it doesn't work. Like, if I'm in charge, I'm like, okay, no, the prince is going to factor into this because that's what people actually want to see. You can't just make movies for
But she
people.
still has the love interest. It's just not a prince.
Well, I don't know. I heard the prince is pretty much sidelined in this.
There's no prince.
There's not.
Prince
Okay.
character.
Well,
The prince
there you
character
go.
doesn't. There's a different lead.
Why eliminate that? It works.
Because
Little
again,
girls
I'm
don't
not.
dream
Well,
of the handsome prince.
see, that's the problem, though. That's what I'm like. I am 100% for that. Like, that's the Pretty Woman bullshit that doesn't need to be fucking.
But I get 100% what you're saying as far as message, and I'm sure Pretty Woman is going to be pretty brutal when you go into
Yeah, and
that.
I'm trying to hold some of that because I don't.
For
wanna get into
making
that now.
money, which Pretty Woman made a shit ton of money and a huge star out of Julia Roberts, it worked. I'm talking about making
again,
money.
I don't want to get too far into that one today. It'll come up tomorrow.
All right. Well, making money, it's like, yeah, the fucking prince rescuing her works. It makes money. That's what people actually want to see. Again, I'm not saying there's probably a small group of people that will really love all this stuff that they did in this.
If they made the movie the exact same way, everyone would have whined too. I don't mind the changes,
Not
and
like
that's
this.
the thing. Like, why? That's what I don't get. Because a man didn't show up and rescue her.
I'm not just saying that. I'm saying, I mean, again, the dwarves, everything I've illustrated, like if they had maybe stuck to it, this movie might have still failed. The reality is it's still probably too expensive. But if they had stuck a little bit more to that story, which again, we're going on 100 years that it's endured, it might
95
work better. 95 or whatever it's been. Yeah.
I'd say it would be public domain now, but it already is. So does that mean technically the Seven Dwarfs and the look of them are public domain now too?
They must be, because I heard of
the Death of Snow White premiere
counter movie that they were trying to get made, and
the Death of Snow White is coming out digitally. It had its premiere the same day that Snow White opened.
Is that a horror take on? I mean, we've had the Sigourney Weaver movie, but no, there was supposed to be.
Honestly, it may just be I don't care that they change it because I've never I didn't like the Sigourney Weaver Snow White. I just don't like Snow White and the Huntsman. Never cared about. Never been a tale that I gave a shit about. The story, and I don't. Yeah, well, I don't know. Again,
I don't know. I feel like if you did, do you not agree that she did not impact this in a negative way as far as the box office?
I didn't hear the comment, so I can't give you an answer on that.
All right. Well,
I think, but if you want me to say this, I think her casting 100% affected the box office because there's way too many openly racist people now that are not going to go see it.
I don't think that's the main thing. Not saying that doesn't exist. I don't think that's the main thing. If you go and listen to some of the things she said, she does come off as a snot.
Okay, I understand that. Again, I can't comment. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, I think it did affect it, and I sincerely hope that the losses that this movie's that it's going to have are not that bad, because I'm rooting for everything.
I think they'll make their money up in merchandising in Disney parks, because every Snow White they sell a lot of merchandise in Disney parks, Dan.
Yeah. I don't know that makes as much of a difference to the movie, but we'll see.
I mean, the movie is what the movie is. It didn't make it's not going to make its money back in theatrical, but Disney will be able to make money off it at some point. I don't think that's
I think Disney needs to put up bigger numbers for a movie they're spending.
I think it's not just a Disney problem. Everybody. It's an everyone problem.
Sure. Well, there's very little that I could say you should be spending $300 million on.
All right. Now, if you want my review of the movie, it was fine. It wasn't offensive, I didn't think. I think everyone's making a big deal out about nothing. I don't care that the dwarves aren't dwarves or... It was fine. Yeah, I do think Indy's right. Lilo and Stitch will be big because the millennials, with or without kids, will go to see that. I think Bugs is going to be all about that.
Will too.
I don't think the Moana one's going to, because Moana 2 didn't kill the box office. I don't think a live action version well. I mean, it did solid. I mean, but it didn't do what they wanted. Obviously, nothing well.
Yeah.
But
Does
I do
Frozen
agree.
still have any juice in it?
Which one?
Frozen's still big, right? I mean,
yeah, but I don't. I think they'd want another animated one over that. I think Toy Story will do good, but that's different.
Yeah.
See, Brian Trash. This movie looks like shit. That's why I'm not seeing. Fuck these live action Disney movies. And that's the thing. Like, if you don't like them, like I did not like The Lion King at all. But I thought
that was trash. I didn't see the whole thing because they were watching it. But what I saw, I was like, man, this is ass. Why bother? Lion King?
It was the same thing. That was like I didn't care, and I'm not a huge Lion King fan. I was more interested in the second one because it was new ground and I didn't know any of it. So I did like that one better. I don't think it's anything I'll ever watch again.
I don't know.
Sounds like it got gutted from the OG. Well, I will say this: the early change on that everyone's the most upset about the name not being a reference to her skin as white as snow is actually like I think that was for the Disney movie because in the older books it has the same origin, the Snow Knight and all that bullshit. Yeah, the Marvel stuff this year is really bottom tier. I'm looking forward to Thunderbolts, but the last one was But that's because I like the cast though too.
People have moved on. I just don't. Superhero stuff is just it's kind of dead.
Well. That's the first one I'm like looking forward to though. Out of like Captain America was what it was. What else have they done this year?
I'm assuming Captain America must have been pretty bad because Pugs really wants to like those movies, and he said that was meh.
It's like, yeah,
it's got to be more than just.
It would have been fine if it wasn't a tentpole movie. Like I have no, it's like if it was season 2 of the Disney Falcon in the Winter, whatever it was called. If that was, Pugs agreed with that one too. He would have thought it would have been much better, but I think that it doesn't have the star power. And it's funny because I was like Harrison Ford. He's like, time to stop casting him as like major roles. Like it's no different seeing old ass Harrison Ford, fucking Daisy Ridley, some fucking little woman trying to still be an action star.
He still gets fucking paid.
I understand that, but his believability isn't there. You know what I mean? As an action star at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of
like I said, it's as laughable as Daisy Riley, whatever. Being an action star.
You don't even know her fucking name, and you shouldn't have to. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, go back and my thoughts on that last Indiana Jones movie.
But yet I like that one. But I do think he should have stayed.
Well, on the action front, can we not just go find like some fucking kickboxer somewhere?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
but okay, if I rated this, I'd give it like a. I couldn't go higher.
You haven't said anything particularly fantastic about
it. But no, what I did say was I don't think it's the worst of the bunch. I was entertained. The songs were good. See, I didn't even recognize that Prince Will Come song was gone. Because again, like I don't know, like I'm just going off the movie I saw. It was fine. The kids in the audience seemed to like it.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess.
I don't know. Like my theater had a decent, a number of mothers and children. So I don't know. But
we will see. I will repeat. I have no interest in like any more Fast and the Furious movies. I still hope they make a shit ton of money because we need something to.
They fucked up on the last one, calling it part 1.
The last one's the last.
No, they didn't call it part 1. They just did that abrupt ending, which is unfortunate. That was the first one I'd seen in quite a while that I enjoyed, but that's because fucking Momoa was killing it throughout the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So
using that new Minecraft thing, did they wait too long to make that? Because Minecraft,
yes,
right?
Yes. And who doesn't? Speaking of middle-aged white men, worst toy line ever. Who does not want to fucking own their own fat middle-aged white man action figure with the fucking Jack Black figure? I'm like, what the fuck is this hideous toy they made? You got to go look at it, Dan.
I will have to check that out.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck. I'm just gonna give it a 2.5 because, like I said, I like it. It wasn't offensive, I don't think.
I'm looking for the person that, and again, I did look at reviews since I didn't see it myself. I couldn't find anybody raving about this.
Yeah,
Like the reviews are not good.
yeah, and some of the ones that are like feel like fake reviews. Indy says even Mission Impossible struggle. That's the one they botched and put the part 1 on. That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's done now, right? The money on Snow White Dirk is not justified at all. They
yeah. What was the budget that's listed? I'm sorry, I know you said.
I've heard some 270, but then there's other people. It's hard with budgets because there's a lot that goes into that.
It's estimated at 250 million.
Yeah, and I've heard as high as 350, and that's probably factoring in a lot of different things.
Well, I mean, if
there's no spinning this as a success.
Oh, well, not. I think it can eventually. I think merchandising is going to help it, and in the long run, we'll see. I don't think we're getting these sequels, but I don't know. I don't even want to go back and look at what you said because I don't care. Doesn't make a difference to me.
Hope for the best. Hope for the best.
There we go. There's that. That's yeah. That is an exception. Deadpool vs. Wolverine made a ton.
Yeah, I don't know what else they can do with Deadpool at this point.
Well, it's.
I mean, they're going to try. They'll be.
Oh yeah, I mean now it's going to get into the post Avengers stuff where it's good. The caring factor is going to go down after that Wolverine one. I think.
I'd love. You know what? Here's my pitch for Deadpool. I mean, I guess they kind of tackled it to a small degree, but I want. Just make it a comedy. Like there's no action. They're just all adjusting to like normal life.
Just that'd be
just the entire cast.
That's gonna go over well.
Honestly, if it's funny, that might be the best thing to do. You don't have to spend a ton of money. It's just like I don't know, like fucking. I haven't watched a lot of these recent movies, so
they get stuck in an elevator. Just throw it up.
Something like that, like Thor is like,
but here's the thing with Snow White. Most people already have their minds made up before they even if you don't think you know but here's the thing, I don't get why everyone cares. I don't. It's a fucking children's movie. The fact that all I see is post, and I just clicked the picture. I almost screen capped everyone and just did a fucking photo collage of all the fucking people who are just like it. It's ridiculous. Like, get a fucking hobby other than fucking review bombing fucking Snow White and just fucking.
Again, I repeat, I've not seen a lot of good reviews.
Like I said, the ones I have feel fake, but
yeah.
But see, I've seen reviews on like the A-list group where people like people like real people like it. I mean, not.
I'm
reviews,
sure there's some people that.
But like. Reviewer, it's just everything has a fucking agenda to it. So
here's a question before we bow out, and lost my train of thought. Rachel Zegler, is this it for her as far as like any kind of big movie? Because this is flop number 3.
I don't know. See, here's the problem: that flop number rule doesn't apply anymore. But
are you really gonna cast her in $100+ million movie?
I don't think there should be any more $100+ million movies. I mean, could she pop up in a Fast and the Furious as the third fucking cousin of fucking
Why would you do that?
Because they put random people like that in those movies all the time. That makes no sense. Why is Dame Judi Dench in a fucking Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, but that's actually pretty fucking cool though. Is she?
Zombie, don't worry. I got you.
I would love that, Tad. We got to make the action.
I'm already in the planning stages. I shouldn't have spoiled it.
Tell me that. Action figures, fuck yeah.
When a certain product goes on clearance, it's going to happen. I already have it planned out.
You'll have to fill me in on this.
Nope.
You haven't even talked to
Absolutely not. I shouldn't have even said what I said.
I can't even get Gay Heat for Fahey t-shirts.
Because you can't buy a fucking t-shirt, so it doesn't even matter.
I said I will once you make those. I will buy all the t-shirts, Todd. So I don't think Zegler has any movie in production based on her IMDb. I think she'll probably go to Broadway or something. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying she'll never work again. I don't think she'll
Oh,
get
she
a
was
big-
in that Hunger Games though too, and she was in Shazam. But yeah, she's only got 6 features under her belt, and
not a lot of success to point to.
well, 5 features. Yeah, only 2 of, and I don't even know how good Shazam did. I don't.
Was it
think
the sequel?
Yeah,
Not good.
I'm looking that one up.
Yeah, I know that one flopped. I didn't think she was in that, to be honest. But
I think she's one of the secondary, probably one of the other ones. Yeah, Y2K. But the Hunger Games, she was the lead in that Ballad of Some, one of the leads. That's
yeah.
what,
So maybe that one, I'm not sure.
I'm looking
Maybe
it up. I'm curious if that flopped
but-
too. No, that one actually made money. That one, yeah, $100 million budget made almost 400 million or 350 worldwide.
So she's got one hit.
So if she's in any big movies, it's going to be Hunger Birds 2. Hunger Birds 2.
There you go.
But even then, they may not want her because she gets all the hate now.
All right, Slasher. I will send you that message. Just FYI, so hang tight and check for it in a minute. Todd, any closing thoughts on this one?
No. Did I give you a rant? I don't think it was what you wanted, but
I think it was a solid rant, Todd. I think we got some good ranting in tonight. But like I said, once again, I root for everything, whether I like it or not. We need to.
Dan, don't lie to him. You did not root for this when you rooted against it.
100%. I wanted this to make money. I would have still shat on it.
Okay,
But
well, at
do
least there's that
money because I want the theaters to stay alive. So, all right. So not Chris.
I guess I can.
Now. Sorry, stalling as I'm doing some side business here. We will be live, guys, again tomorrow. We got our traditional Wednesday show, so a lot more reviews coming your way, including Locked and bunch of others.
And then another rant tomorrow, my Pretty Woman rant. I'm saving it for Pugs so he can have his counter arguments.
I'm interested that this is a new rant because I've heard
I just realized something more. There's another more sinister level to it now.
Okay. So there you go. And I once you do your rant, I guarantee Rachel Zegler will not like you, Todd.
Is she a fan of Pretty Woman too?
I don't know.
I hope she gets cast in a reboot of Pretty Woman.
That would be funny. You're putting it out.
This time they just make her a dirty streetwalker. They make the gritty reboot.
They could put her in a horror reboot. I don't think anybody's picking up Rachel Zegler though. So
absolutely, I hate Pretty Woman. I don't have the poster there now.
You can see our reviews of horror 1 and 2 on the channel.
I'm a huge. What did we come up with the term for? Right? Horror authority. Horror authority. That's what.
Horror authority. There you
go. See, I'm gonna yell at that tomorrow. In this age,
save it.
Though.
Save it.
That'll come up tomorrow too. Thank you for stopping me, Dan.
All right, so you can hear us rant more tomorrow, and we'll see you guys. Also tomorrow, last tournament on the left after our live
special story too.
Yes,
only $1.
Only $1. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.
Money's on the dresser.